It is one of the strangest things we've ever seen, but the Access drive-by going extinct dinosaur legacy media, they're determined to turn Lilo and Stitch, the upcoming film, into an LGBTQIA plus controversy based on something we never even thought of. Folks, we'll show you why this is a nightmare scenario if it comes true for Disney and what the financial risk just might be. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. It is the Pro Channel, and we are so happy to have you here with us. Welcome aboard, one and all. It's time to heed the call for understanding entertainment, keeping you ahead of the culture curve is what we do. And Kevin Apollo has us upon his shoulders, lifting us ever higher, not with his brawn, but with his intellect. Kevin, welcome back to the show, sir.
My brother, always a pleasure to be here. It looks like we've got a lot to talk about, so I'm pretty anxious. Let's get it going.
I think it should be Holly Weird that's anxious. Feel the anxiety flowing through your veins, Holly Weirds. Folks, you don't have that, though. You click the like button. We'll get started right now, and it is that they are desperate, ladies and gentlemen. They are working hard. They are working overtime, trying to make a living on giving you some real blues when it comes to Lilo and Stitch. They want there to be a kerfuffle, I say, over Lilo and Stitch, and we're going to explain why. This is Out of That Park Place by Raven Redgrave, and what a wonderful job by Raven. Disney scraps Pleakley dress gag in live-action Lilo and Stitch after gender activists frame him as an icon. That's right, folks, you might not have known this, but the alien Pleakley, who dresses up in a bosom buddies style of humor as a very ugly woman, that cartoon gag from Lilo and Stitch 20 years ago, apparently that was an icon. You didn't know it. I didn't know it. We didn't know it until 5 minutes ago. But the reason it's an icon now is because they need a controversy. They need a kerfuffle, as we said. Lilo and Stitch is going to make a lot of money, and corporations are dumping the rainbow stuff in the month of June, and they need to get clicks on videos. So here we go. Here's a little bit of it, and I'll hand it over to Kevin to give his thoughts. It says, when Disney released the first trailer for the Lilo and Stitch live-action remake, longtime fans noticed a curious detail. Pleakley, the beloved Lilo and Stitch comic relief character, looked a little different. In the original 2002 animated film, Pleakley, a one-eyed alien with a knack for disguise, frequently dressed in women's clothing while undercover on Earth. It was a running gag rooted in cartoon absurdity, played for laughs without deeper commentary. However, in the new version, the Lilo and Stitch Pleakley disguise seen in the trailer is male. Oh, stale and male? We can't have that. Folks, here's the deal. They tried. The director says it did not work. They were not allowed to do it, so they had to go with human actors playing these two in disguise, and they're not going to dress them up. Why are they not going to dress them up in a dress? Because, folks, Disney doesn't want to touch this issue. It wasn't an issue in 2002, but it's an issue today, and Disney is trying to get away from it as fast as they can. They are not going to let Pleakley dress up and have the folks on the interwebs talk about that he's an icon for that particular demographic. Kevin, the media is angry about this. They're furious about this. It's hard to believe. I know it's hard to believe. Let me show you, though, just so you can believe it. Kevin, look at this. If we go to the news for Lilo and Stitch, from Entertainment Weekly, Lilo and Stitch's new Jumba and Pleakley, plus more animation live-action changes. Disney fans outraged, from the New York Post, over huge character change. From Screen Rant, Lilo and Stitch remake director explains why one key Pleakley detail can't happen. Gizmodo, Lilo and Stitch's director tried his best to have live-action Pleakley work a dress. Let's just click on this. You ready, folks? We're here now. Let's all do it together. Here's the picture of Pleakley, and it's really weird. I don't know that that's going to work in the movie, but you know what? Have at it. But here's the director saying that he tried to get Pleakley in a dress, but Disney won't let him. It's the opposite of what we were told with Reimagine Tomorrow and the Proud Family. Kevin, they really want this to turn into a controversy because Lilo and Stitch is going to be popular, and they want to ride the wave of controversy because they have none, and because the entertainment corporations, as we reported on Sunday, are leaving the rainbow stuff behind. This is the big effort right now. Turn Lilo and Stitch into an LGBTQIA+++ major social issue over this crazy one-eyed alien that Most people couldn't remember the name of it from 20 years ago. Kevin, your thoughts on it?
Listen, as my father would say, this is an example of these people sensing losses. And when people start to sense loss, they start acting up and acting out. We are taking a massive nothing burger here. Listen, are we supposed to now make every time Bugs Bunny threw an address to fool Elmer Fudd or fool the gorilla that thought he was his baby and turn it into some kind of major iconic moment? And erect a statue to it and give it Bugs Bunny month? No, it's a silly cartoon. It doesn't require much more thought than that. Clearly, they wanted to do it, or else we wouldn't have a rendering of it. And when you're looking at the rendering, it doesn't look great. What works in animation does not always work well in film, and what works in film doesn't necessarily translate well to animation. That's just the reality of it. Sitting around and stomping your feet and holding your breath until you pass out, it's not going to make it change. We've got nothing to talk about here. This is goofy. This is weird people doing weird stuff because it's a Tuesday. No one cares. No one cares.
Kevin, how dare you counter Digital Spy? They've got an entire article on this thing. Oh. Stefanius Ruba is out here talking about this is the biggest fan criticism. Nobody's even seen the movie yet. It's the biggest fan criticism, Kevin. How dare you? Look at this.
Well, so what? Three Twitter accounts that don't have a picture in the AVI and have 4 followers. Stop it.
Exactly. Dean Fleischer Camp. Ready for this? This is the director. Now, Chris Sanders, by the way, is the guy who's the creative consultant. He's the voice of Stitch. He's the one who made the original one. He's not touching this, and for obvious good reason, because you have correctly said this is a bunch of fluff. This is fluff and stuff, and we've had enough of it. But they're trying their best to make this become an alphabet issue that they can drive clicks with. So let me just show you. Dean Fleischer Camp, the director of the live-action remake of Lilo and Stitch, has responded to one of fans' most pressing questions. I mean, this is really pressing. The filmmaker, who also directed the acclaimed Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, is behind the hotly anticipated remake based on the 2002 Disney movie. While fans had an overwhelmingly positive reaction to the film's first trailer released in March, some were still on the fence. Camp took to TikTok, which is, by the way, where I always go when I want to really lay out logic into the world and have it beat down with a wiffle bat. Camp took to the Tickety Talks to address fans' doubts as to why Pleakley, the Earth expert alien played by Billy Magnuson, isn't wearing a gender-bent disguise when visiting our planet. He says, I have had people message me. Why is Pleakley not wearing a dress? Kevin, you dismissed this, Kevin. Kevin, you dismissed this. Kevin, do you not realize this poor director, this poor man is being besieged? He's being besieged, Kevin, with adoring fans saying, why? Why don't you put this CGI alien with 2 tongues in a dress? My world is shattered.
Where's the bias from Arrested Development to run around screaming, there are dozens of us? Dozens of us!
Dozens! He says, and I just want to say. Now he's speaking back to, and listen, he's on the Tickety Talks, and he's had people message him. And, Disney's got to love this, Kevin. I mean, Disney's really got to love this because, Lord knows, Disney really needs this to turn into an issue with a movie that's got easy $1.5 billion written all over it. They definitely want this to become an issue. But he says, I just want to say, I tried. ... He didn't say the ... but the ... there. I tried. He added as the video cuts to an early sketch for the live actions version of Pleakley, where he rocks a floral blue dress and red wig similar to the ones in the OG Disney film. So, he tried, Kevin. He tried to get this alien in a dress. He tried to give the people the icon that they never knew they even had. Pleakley, the LGBT icon that we never even imagined was there. Kevin, are you telling me that you never thought of Pleakley from Lilo and Stitch as an icon?
No, not once. Not once. And when this conversation's done, I still won't ever think about it.
Okay, Kevin. Okay, let's get into serious mode for just a minute because there's some money issues here. All right. We've got all of these articles out there that are covering this stuff, okay? And again, Folks, let's just scroll through. You ready? Here's just the scrolly. Look at all these articles that are about it. In fact, if we go back and we just search Lilo and Stitch news, okay? And we go through, there's Entertainment Weekly talking about it. There's Screen Rant, Post, Yahoo, BuzzFeed, Gizmodo. Let's see. We've got Creative Block talking about it, Cinema Blend talking about it, yada, 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 okay? All right, Kevin, Disney just went through being Zeglered. Disney has just gone through a very difficult time with Reimagine Tomorrow and going woke, went broke. We saw Strange World, what it did. We saw Lightyear. I mean, we can keep going and going and going and going. They don't want any more Baymax issues. And here's the director, not Chris Sanders. Chris Sanders is the guy who made How to Train Your Dragon. Chris Sanders is the guy who created Stitch, director of the original, not him. But here's this director. Kevin, there's not really, I don't believe, an organic uprising of people that suddenly said, we got to get Pleakley back in a dress. This was our icon. So, Kevin, here's this director inserting now a narrative that the Access Legacy Going Extinct Dinosaur Media is carrying for clicks right before June, Kevin. And it's a Disney movie that's basically a $1.5 billion hit if they'll just shut up and give the movie out and don't mess this up. How much must Disney be sweating right now, Kevin, at the idea that, gosh darn it, this guy is going to go for it no matter what? We've just been devastated by all this DEI woke nonsense, and here we go again.
I would have to hope that there's someone in Disney who understands that this is just the drive-bys, doing a coordinated drive-by. Because there is no massive groundswell of outrage over a fictional alien not being in a dress. For the life of me,
it can't be. Kevin, if this is real, me and you don't understand the world in which we live. Like, we're underwater and we didn't know it. We live in the ocean, but we always thought we were on dry land. There cannot be a groundswell of people out there who say, oh my gosh, you're taking away the two-tongued alien from Lilo and Stitch in a dress, and I don't know how to live anymore. That can't be a thing, Kevin.
On top of that, yes, Disney knows they cannot afford even an ounce of controversy. They're getting smacked from all sides. I mean, we haven't even had a chance to talk about, them not wanting to pay Jeremy Renner when that would have been an easy feel-good moment for them with a beloved Avenger. So they just can't win. So at this point, I really hope that someone sends a text message that just simply says, and they let this go away, because in a week and a half, sanity will return, and no one's going to be talking about this except for them. And at this point, who is still going to Gizmodo?
You know what it is, Kevin? They're some of the people in Hollywood are still operating out of the old playbook, and they don't know that these plays don't work anymore.
Yeah,
they don't understand the rules have been changed. And none of this works. It never did work. It was all manufactured, right? This was all part of the gatekeeping system that was made to make you believe that we were all living in a delusional 12-year-old girl's mind. But that's not reality. And that's been exposed now. But they're still operating with that playbook. We don't care if your stupid CGI alien wears a dress or not. We don't care. One way or the other, don't care. Nobody cares. Maybe 15 people care. And if you try to turn this into a controversy, well, good luck with that. Good luck with transforming this into a Rachel Zegler Snow White moment, because Disney's going to really love that. That's going to go over well with everybody. That's what Hollywood needs right now, honestly. Another Zegler. That's what we need. Kevin, I'll give you the final word on this.
Sure. Listen, I'm glad you said the reality of it is, because the reality of this is that when this trailer dropped, for the first time in a long time, I would say across the entirety of the new media, you had people excited for something that was related to Disney. You had people in old media excited for something that was related to Disney. You had normies excited about something that was related to Disney. Right now, their sole priority is to ride out this positivity and let this movie pull them across the finish line. They haven't had any real major wins, and this summer, outside of Lilo and Stitch, doesn't look like they're going to have many others coming up. Thunderbolts was supposed to be a great big resurgence, the best and brightest, according to Bob. And, they fell off 50%. Let this movie be a magical experience for the kids who are now adults with kids of their own who want to see this. I worked in a toy store when Lilo and Stitch was brand new, and you could not keep anything Stitch related on the shelves. Parents were going crazy for it. And right now, Disney is poised to relive this again. So don't ruin the moment by catering to a bunch of weirdos. Let the families own this movie, and you will be rewarded for it. There really is not a lot that I see coming out, so I wouldn't be shocked if this does really well globally, that Disney's looking at this movie getting pretty close to $2 billion. It's just take the W. Just take the W. Let's go home and take the W.
You know, Kevin, one of the things we like to do here on the channel, I always want people to walk away saying, because I watched that video, I know something now that I didn't know before. I know now something that I would not know unless I went to the Pro Channel. Folks, let's leave you with this one. You see this chart? Now, you can't see what this is about yet, but it's a chart. We can all see it's a chart. Let's all agree it's a chart, ladies and gentlemen. We've come to a consensus. It's definitely, positively, 99% sure it's a chart. All right, well, survey says that this chart is showing us something important. Now that we scroll up, you can see in blue, we have Lilo and Stitch. In red, we have Elio. And if you're saying, what's Elio? Well, you're not alone. That is the name for the next Disney Pixar movie. All right, folks, this is examining the search engine results. How many times these terms are being searched? I'm leaving it in search terms rather than movie titles because I want the broadest amount of possible returns, okay? Folks, look at this. Elio, at its highest, is at 7% of Lilo and Stitch at its highest. Why am I showing you this? Because you need to understand what's riding on this. Lilo and Stitch is the family Disney movie for the summer. This is it. Elio's not coming in to save the day. There's nothing else coming in to save the day. Lilo and Stitch is it. Don't ruin it, Disney. Don't ruin it, Hollyweirds. Don't ruin it, Access Media. You're going to kill the cinemas. Don't kill the cinemas. We like those folks. We don't really know about you. All right, Kevin, that's the story for today. That's why Disney needs this story to go away and why everybody needs to keep it out of controversy. But should it go there? Should they turn it into something else? Who knows? Next, maybe they'll claim that Nani was always an icon for something we don't understand. Folks, we'll cover it if we have to, because we love to. All right, what we need from you, though, right now is go from being a passive to an active viewer. Click the like button, share, subscribe, clickety, stickety to the algorithms. And folks, drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. Kevin Apollo can be found right here on this channel very often, but also, folks, he's over on Tooneytown TV and Tooneytown Wrestling. And as I've said before, Kevin Apollo is going places, so keep an eye on this man. There's no telling where he'll be standing one day amongst the pantheon of YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, until the next time we have the honor of spending time with you, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
Are you sick and tired of stuff being swept under the rug because you or the media are too lazy to actually deal with it? Or are things just building up around you so much that you can no longer ignore it? Also like the mainstream media? Well, I got the solution for you. I'm Wilton the Troll, and I want to tell you about this revolutionary new product called Jonas. That's right, no longer do you have to put up with stuff shoved under the rug. You can actually get rid of it and dispose of the problem in seconds by using Jonas. You can, in a matter of seconds, deal with the political and illogical buildup of the muck and grime around you effectively and efficiently with Jonas. You might think this is an ordinary vacuum, but you'd be wrong. You can clean up and remove from one end, but Jonas, he actually works from both ends. From the back end, Jonas can blow a whole bunch of hot air, and that's cool. Remember, folks, if you actually want to deal with the dirt and grime the mainstream media has been neglectful about, get Jonas, 'cause Jonas sucks.